We are back on Assetto Corsa and we have one of the biggest mod releases of the year. This is the Formula Hybrid 2025, but it's the Alpine Esports Edition, so let's check it out. Now here we are in the showroom and you can see already from the get-go just how advanced, how beautiful this mod is. The car looks insane. Now to those of you who are a bit of an eagle eye and know detail, you'll see this car is basically the 2024 Alpine from last season. So yeah, I'm very excited to drive this one, guys. It has a ton of detail. It's got some special physics, pit crew, animations, everything, you name it, it's got it. So we're gonna do some hot lapping and then a quick race. Before that though, guys, we're going to jump into the briefing and the readme document. Now guys, timestamps below, check out the part that interests you the most and let's get into it. Now here is the readme file, which basically gives you all the instructions on how to optimally set up the car in Assetto Corsa. Now here we have the Formula Hybrid Alpine 2025. Take some time and when you run this mod, go through each instruction one by one to really have the best experience. Now I'm going to quickly just browse over these. I've done most of this myself already. You install the car, installation instructions as required. You install the special physics, the CSP physics for more detail, also the pit crew, and it has a short list here of things that you're going to get if you do that in terms of features on the car. And yeah, also things to note, this one actually has the C6 compound, the brand new compound this season, which is really cool to see. It gives you a list of optimal tire temp guides, also brake migration, explaining how it works and giving you an actual example, also the engine brake maps, throttle maps as well, throttle mapping, basically giving you a full understanding of how the car works. You have to run the RSS settings app, which also comes with the mod. So again, just follow the instructions attached for that. You can see here you can actually customize the engine control unit and assign controls to ignition the car, start the car. Also elsewhere, optimal audio settings, which you might enjoy. And yeah, we keep scrolling, you then get a full explanation of how the MFD works. You can actually cycle between the screens, which we'll see in a bit. I'm running in cockpit view for this one, and it gives you all the information of the car and what each thing represents, which is really, really awesome. So yeah, there's a lot to take in, a lot of detail, and it's certainly worth your time if you're, a bit of a fan of these sorts of things. So yeah, a pretty big document. I think it's around over 20 pages long. Also, you can custom map ERS modes or strap modes, as we've seen in the past with other mods, so that's also a really nice touch. You can, extract the optimal battery performance, but we're here for the on track, so let's drive it and let's see what it's like. Now, we're in the sim, and I had many tracks to choose from, but the one I wanted to go for was a French track, because of course, Alpine, French team, we have to do it, but there's no way in hell I'm driving Paul Ricard, so I figured, what's the best other option available? And then I got to thinking, Magny Cours, why not? Of course, makes perfect sense, lovely racetrack, and for a test day, time trialing, I think it's a really nice track. Now, I've assigned a button, so if you look at the MFD, we can actually turn off, the brake migration settings, engine map, the MGUK, the recharge level, engine braking, and we can also cycle to see those in more detail, which is really nice. We're going to run the first one with all the information on screen, and yeah, we're going to get started. So first off, a sound test. I could turn off the elements of the MFD and the HUD I've got on screen, but for those of you that aren't too familiar, you can hopefully understand what's going on, so I'll leave it on screen for you guys to watch. But yeah, sound test. That fart can sound on the back end is really nice. I love how well that's mapped in. Right, another sound test, this time leaving the pits, getting up to speed. We're going to put our car into no deploy, full charge mode, and let's get started. gotta say, she sounds lovely. Like the little turbo hissing noise as well is really nice from cockpit view. And again, the fart can sound on the downshift is really sweet. So really incredible sounds. Honestly, I really love how good they are. So yeah, we're gonna just head through this out lap. We're gonna do basically just a little test. I want to just get like a half decent hot lap under my belt, and then we'll hop into a little race on a different track and show you guys a few variables and how the AI race and behave as well. Obviously that's not entirely down to the car, that's down to the track as well, so bear that in mind. But yeah, I want to get a banker just to get a reference time, and then we'll basically do a flat out hot lap with all the qualifying trimmings, and then yeah, we'll get into a race. So let's get started. Magny Cours, love this track. We'll go for a track guide here and get started. So allez, on commence the lap. Here we go. Short pit straight. Turn 1, turn 2 is flat. Turn 3, you've got a straight line brake. The back end really wants to overtake the front as we dip into the grass and gravel there. Exit of turn 3. DRS open as we head down towards turn 4. The hairpin. Brake at the 100. Missed the downshift there. Ended up doing that corner in 3rd, so we understeered a bit wide. This chicane. This should be flat later on. Not yet. We'll take a little lift for now. Try and straight line brake into this tricky left-hander where it tightens up at the second part of the apex. Use all that curb to get an optimal runoff on the exit. And now we've got the second chicane. This one really dips downhill and then back up over the top. I was out of track limits there, so we'll have to watch that on the hot lap. Back on the power, out of that right-hander, 90-degree right. And now we just want to straight line this braking zone into the penultimate corner. Technically 3rd from last corner, as we've got 2 apexes at the final chicane. Over the curb, you can attack the first one, not the second one. Bit of oversteer there as we just get it over the line, and it's 1:15.8, but very scruffy, very scruffy. So now we're going to basically just put all the bells and whistles on and go for a flyer. Now let's showcase a pit stop and the pit crew and the animation. So we'll box in on the limiter, we'll knock it a second. Look for a pit box at the end and pull in. That's our mechanic. In we go. On our marks. And there it is. Getting to work. Look at that. Back underway. Punch it. And go. Now, fun fact, I actually recorded this the other day, but I had some issues with the MFD dash, which I've now resolved. So I'm getting deja vu doing this twice. Hence why I'm also just rattling through and kind of speed running this, because I know what I'm doing now, so bear that in mind. Now, we're going to quickly cycle through the setup menu. So you can see we have the compounds and the PSIs, the fuel engine map setting, which is really good to see. Electronics, same as always, same for the aero. Also on the bias, we've got the migration, which is a big thing in this mod. Brake migration and ramp. Simply put, in a very quick explanation, if you have your bias set to 52, you're going to push the brake, and the minute you hit the ramp, which is a cutoff point, if you go beyond 50% brake input, that second 50% is going to apply brake migration. In this case, a 2% increase to the front, making it 54. So you're going to get 52, 54. That's how brake migration works. Drivability, you've got throttle maps, pit limiter, engine brake map as well, and feedback linearity for the wheel. Diff adjustments as well, pretty cool. Got some, pretty standard settings there. And then of course you've got the suspension adjustments, alignments, dampers as well, which are all the famous settings we know and love. I'm going to put my halo to 1 so we can see through it, and we're going to get driving. Now I'll quickly draft up a quick qualifying setup for you guys to see. So we're going to go for the C5 super soft tires. We'll put in about 50 meters of fuel. That should work fine. We are going to run this on attack and motor. On the battery, I'll put the recovery on 20. Aero, I'll go up. Okay, it goes by 5 on the rear, so I'll go up. I'll match it on the front. We'll go 25, 25. Bias, I'll just knock it to 50. Actually, I'll leave it at 52. Why not? We'll give it a go. Happy with the migration. I will just maybe go 1% to 53. I don't want to go too high. Drivability, I don't really care for this too much. We'll leave that as is for the time being. We'll just basically get the ride height down a bit, which is what I want to do. So we'll put it on 35 on the front. That's quite a flat track. We'll go 60 on the rear. We'll go actually maybe 50. And then I'll just maybe push that roll bar back a little bit on the rear and the front. And yeah, we are going to give this a crack and go for a flyer. I can already tell this feels super quick. You can see actually on the LED lights, I'm in no deploy. So if I switch to attack, the lights will go off into the motor mode. And we're ready to go. Tire temp is low, but the tires are going to get hot. So here we go. There we go. 111.804. My record's actually a 6:44 from the other day, so there is the reference time. So we more or less matched it on a single attempt. So very good lap, and you get an idea. The sound detail is incredible. Like, that's why I'll let that lap play out with audio for you guys to appreciate. But anyway, let's go for a race somewhere. We'll do a little 5-lapper and see how this car races. Also, by the way, anti-stall, really cool. Again, lots of details. So we're now in a race. We're doing just a little quick 5-lapper. I just want to get a short experience of what it's like to race these cars, and I'll showcase a pit stop during this as well. Now, there's one track I want to do. Next up in F1, it's the Italian Grand Prix. So, of course, we're in Italy, but we're not at Monza. We're at Mugello, because who doesn't love Mugello? So, let's get to it. Start from the back, a 5-lapper. We're going to just rattle through this, have some fun, and really showcase how this car races as well. So let's get to it. Now, I didn't mention it before, but you can actually activate the ERS maps system, which is basically the strap modes, the custom ones that I mentioned, the README, where you can map your battery. If you really want to go for that hot lapping mode and finding the optimal time, this is where it's at. Obviously for this, I'm trying to beat some AI. They won't be that hard to beat. It should be a fun race. I don't really care for this right now, but it's there if you want it. Keep an eye out for it in the setup menu. Right, here we go then. Let's have some fun, shall we? And let's see how the car races. We're going to try and find the optimal bite point for the revs on the LEDs. And we're off. Good traction off the line. Oh wow, super passive AI. We're just going to go all the way through on the left side. Down towards turn 1. They're already using DRS, so we'll do the same next time around. almost hit the back of that guy in front. We've got the mirror up so we can see all sorts happening behind. Through turn 2. Tires are cold. Turn 3 exit. I thought about it there, but didn't brake late enough. Right, come on then. Downhill we go. Oh! This car bites. This car does, can, and will bite. There's one thing to note. The back end will overtake the front. I mentioned it before in Magny Cours. If you just drive into the corner nose first, the back end will overtake the front. So you have to manage a bit. Be careful with, you know, just throwing the car into the corner. It's very anti-F125, F124, and everything we know. Anyway, we know how the AI are going to perform, so we'll give that one another shot. This is why even a 5-lapper is interesting. Revs, lights, and we're off again. Got a little gap here on the left. We'll drive through. Thank you very much. Make up a whole bunch of positions, even on the grass. Right, car on my right. Easy does it here through turn 1. Up towards turn 2. Turn 3. Gonna try and get a switch back. Yep, sure thing. Turn 4, around the outside. Yes, please. Before the back end overtaking the front there a little bit. Right, downhill we go. Easy on the entry. There we go, that's more like it. That one's flat. And now we're into the Arrabbiatas. Oh, one of them's gone. And I've followed in pretty much. Looking ahead. Woo, damn, so it's not just me who's losing the car. Right, third time is the charm, as they often say. So let's deliver. Here we go. Lights out and we're off. Right, we'll clear everyone on the left side. That gap's going to close this time, so we're not going to be able to move forward anymore. We'll just take it a little bit easier as we find a load of space and a bit of joy on the outside line. Then we actually get a few positions. So up we go into P7 already. Lovely stuff. What are we in? High? We'll leave them balanced then. Balance will do just fine for now. Right, let's see if we can hook this up, and we'll see if anybody else in front actually gets collected. Picking up speed through the downhill. I'll just fall in behind. Yep, got a spinner ahead. Well, those good reactions. Good reactions, but suddenly we're P4 and only 3 cars ahead, so they're struggling to take the Arrabbiatas flat. That could be just cold tyres. If it keeps happening, then we may have to race somewhere else and get a bit of racing action. But let me see if I can try and catch these cars ahead. We're already building some tyre temp here, so let's get stuck in. That car's retired. So I'll let you guys enjoy some Mugello for the time being, and hopefully I don't mess it up and we can try and get some nice clean laps on the go. Right, 1 minute 20 from Franco. We do a 1:19.2, so that shows the pace we have. Really nice lap, to be fair, to showcase just how lovely Mugello is with this car. And we are catching this podium fight, so we are going to get a little scrap in this video, which is good. I just hope it's a good one. P1's looking a bit unlikely, but we'll try and see if we can get these 2 cars up ahead. I've already burnt through a decent bit of the battery, so I'm going to try not to use any more on the manual override, which I've been doing. So let's see if we try and close in. We're very strong through here, it seems, in the fast stuff. So last lap, no one seemed to spin, which is good, so it probably was just an issue with cold tyres. They are having a bit of a wobble, maybe there's a bump or something that they're hitting. You can see the slide there. Either way, we're knocking it out and we're here for the party, so let's try and make some moves, shall we? Right, I'm going to try and line something up for the main straight, obviously. That's my preferred condition. Tyres are overheating like crazy though. I'm getting loads of understeer and loads of wash on the front. Let's try and nail this last corner with G8, I believe. Oh my god, I'm nowhere near. AI very good mid-corner, it seems. Using all my battery to try and have a look into San Donato. I'm just a bit too far, which is not ideal. over the top. Can we try and have a look here? Nope, had a lunge, but they are braking super late into that one, to be fair. Seems like if you just run offline, you're just going to get a load of understeer. I've also not been able to charge my battery at all on this lap, which is a bit of a surprise. So I'm a little bit in trouble here. Oh, that cost me. Good save. But I think we're not going to be challenging unless they battle, which they might be. They are swapping position, so you never know, we might get a chance. You can see we're catching, so here we go. Just got to commit really and go for it. Oh, look how close that is. Woo. I feel like I'm getting either dirty air or... Oh my god, I'm getting dirty air or something. Oh, he's round. We set him offline and he didn't really like that, so we're through. Just I'm too far back from the car ahead to challenge. I'll put the battery mode up for the closing sector here to try something, but I think it's going to be P3 in a race of survival. Ooh, bit of a slide there. That's a better line though, just kind of going a bit deeper at the first part and then focusing on the exit. But there we go. That's going to be a race at Mugello, P3. So the final test in this video is going to be a 5-lapper at Japan. Starting from the back. This one in T-Cam for you guys, so also enjoy this. So let's get to it. We're off and away. Let's see if the AI behave a bit better. Off the line, they're certainly not any better, so we're going to just cruise and make up a whole bunch of places. I will just back out of that one into turn 1 as we look to get comfortable here. Thought about that move, but again, we won't rush into anything. Oh my god, wow, the car really bites there. Whew. Right, let's get to work. Lights on. Let's give that another crack. Get them revs in the blue lights. Not sure that's optimal or not, but I think it is. Right, away we go. Maybe the ideal rev range is mentioned in the document, but there's so much to remember from that I can't remember all of it. Into turn 1 then. Cold tyres, we know what can happen, so we're just going to bear that in mind. I take it very casual through here and sort of avoid the inside curbs, I'd say. Just, you know, a bit pedestrian-like for this first, you know, traverse through the S section. Then once we get the tyre temp, we can start to lean on the tyres, because even though they're overheating, you can see they're still purple. They're freezing cold. Hello? I don't want to be commentating over those noises. This may be the end of the video. I hope it isn't, but at the minute, I cannot get an attempt of racing at Suzuka. Second time recording this video, and again, something's happened. First time it was the MFD screen not working correctly, had to postpone, and now this. Right, come on then. One more attempt. We'll keep trying until eventually I get a semi-clean run. I will tolerate some noise, just not a complete distraction like before. Come on, good start. Everyone's slowing down. We're going to go straight through on the inside there, aggressively. Up to P8. Oh, big moment for Colapinto. Couldn't tell where he's going to go there. He ended up keeping his car in the middle of the track. So slight contact. He's sliding through the S's. Oh my god. Let me go through, Franco. Thank you, thank you. That was a scary slide. Now we're sliding. Everyone's just struggling on the cold tyres. It's not just me. And I mentioned it before, but the back end just wants to get around and overtake the front. And it seems like even the AI are struggling with that as well. This guy's flashing like before, so we're going to use that to go through. And this time we're going to make sure that we get this done before 130R. Like so. Car head flashing as well. I had a look there, but he managed to brake late enough. Ooh, what an exit. Go on. Yes. Ooh, a little bit of contact. I was trying to go through the gap. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Thank you. That's P4. Oh, you can just feel it. Oh my god, this car is difficult to drive sometimes. Like, I love it. That's what I want. It looks easy, but it has its moments. You can just feel I was going way too quick into turn 1. Like, it's a flat out corner. But the minute I tried to put the lock on for turn 2, the back end, you can feel the weight shift, and it just started to go, and you just can't do nothing about it. You're a proper passenger. You probably can counteract it with some form of setup work, but, you know, what we're here for is to try the car really in its pure state. Is it drivable, you know, out the box? A lot of fun though, really good fun, and a challenge at that as well. Right, we're going to go through here, make up a few positions. Same again. We'll try and have another good opening lap and cut through as many cars as possible. And hopefully survive more than a lap. That's really what I'm looking for here. I want to try and get this in 1. No more restarts, ideally. We've had a moment of peace from the neighbour upstairs, so let's make that count. Alright, out of Dunlop. Nothing cooking into Degner, so I'm just going to back out of that. Oh my god. Yep, thank you. Cheers. And I might get all double here. 2 for 1 special. If we can lunge this into the hairpin. Down the inside. I'm given room, thank you. And we're through. He's trying to move over, as we've seen before, to try and lock on, but hopefully we're through. No, he's right there. Fair enough. Okay, yep. GG's. Love that. Not sure why I'm not getting the red arrows, position arrows, but I'll have to look into that. Either way, it's making it more interesting because I don't know where the hell everybody is. Into the back straight. He's flashing away, so we'll go through. Leave plenty of room, like so. And that is P8. Right. Braking early, don't overdo it into the chicane. We had a good exit here before. And to just back out, that gap was going to close. We'll switch to the right and move through. Right, come on. Can I clear this guy? Yes, I can. Right, ease into turn 1 then. Oh, I can feel it. I can feel it. Still went too quick. Luckily, we managed to save it. And now we've got a little bit more tyre temp, and already I can feel the difference through the S's. Way more grip this time. Car feels much more stable, you can push it more. They still seem to be struggling a bit more than me, which is good, so we'll hopefully get some moves done. But not into Degner, we're going to have to just wait for that one. Oh my god, that's so scary when they lose the car like that. Come on, here we go. Down the inside. Little love tap. That's a lovely move though. Really nice move. Clean move. And that is P6 as we pass Colapinto, the only real driver here, I believe. Yeah, the track feels good now. And the car is working. Tyres are getting that temperature in them. Right. Let's see what these two do. They're flashing here, interestingly, running out of battery on their strap mode. We're going to get a big run through 130R. That gap's closing. That wasn't very nice. Was going to commit to the outside, but just having to delay picking up the throttle. But now we plant it. We go quickest, 32.0 into the top 5, and we go purple. That's nice. That felt nice. Whereas the car ahead has a shocker. We're going to try and go through. Still there. Oh, yay, yay! I'm going to take it my stride. I'm not going to restart. We got 2 laps and a bit in. I'm going to keep it moving. We kept the car pointing in the right direction. I feel like there was nothing I could have done there. I'm not sure if that was on me. I'm going to back out of that. We'll let this guy crack on through Degner. There we go. Thank you. And away we go. Right. P7. We can still top 5 this probably. So let's get stuck in and re-overtake those cars that we'd already got past. Oh, that was a big moment from the car ahead there. Just managed to avoid contact. Why do they lock on every time? Why do they lock on? Why do they like to do that so much? Oh, it's so depressing. Potentially really epic racing ruined by Assetto. That does show it's 10 years old sometimes, and there's nothing you can do about it. Right. Let's get this guy, and let's get this top 5. Come on, Franco's ahead. He's next. We normally get good exits out the last chicane. Come on, come on, come on. He's flashing, but we're not close enough. Nope, not close enough yet. I'm going to wait. Right, can we nick a P4? I would have had to have cut all that because you can imagine why. I want to get this race done, but we're not closing in. A big exit right now on the run to the line would be huge. He's made a mistake. Oh my god, it's Vettel, Alonso again. Anyway guys, I'm going to have to end the video there. Unfortunately, as you've heard, we've got some noise issues going on, so I would love to show a bit more detail, but not permitting. So I'll leave the mod link down below, guys. It's excellent, really good quality. I thoroughly recommend it, guys. And you know, some pay mods are really worth the money, and this is one of them. So I do recommend, if you have the game, check it out. And I'll also leave links to the tracks that I used. Mugello is default, I believe, but Magny Core, I'll leave a link down below for you guys to go check out, and Suzuka as well, which is default, but there's a better version that I'm running, which I'll leave for you guys as well. So let me know what you think. Have you tried the mod? And I've seen other videos from other creators, and I want to hear some feedback from you guys. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, subscribe, and yeah, hopefully you enjoyed it. As always, a massive shout out to my channel members. Check out the 2 videos on your screen for more, and I'll see you guys soon in some more Assetto Corsa content. Until then, take care. Let's goodbye from me. Ciao, ciao.